Hello, hello. How are you? Let me know when you come on. Make sure to say hello. I'm Teresa with Teresa Rene Art, and I am live with you today on the Pent Art page, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, in the USA. Hope you guys are doing really well. Let me know when you're here. Make sure to say hello, and let me know when all my friends come on to say hello. I'm going to go ahead and share this to my page as well. So today we're going to be going to Old Hollywood. We are going to be looking at some of the Decoupage Queen spring papers. Hi, Joe. How are you? We're going to be putting them together on a mixed media panel. It should be pretty fun. We're going to be adding lots of interesting elements, including some vintage things. Hello, hello, hello. Make sure to say hello. Hi, Roja. How are you? Hope you guys are doing great today. It's been a minute since I've been live. I was live on Saturday, but I have not been able to do my regular Tuesday and Thursday live. So it's nice to be here with you guys today. I'm super excited. Thank you to my friends at Pentart for having me on. I'm usually on once a month here. Hello, Crafty Jacks from Scotland. Okay, you guys. So let's, hey, Trees, how are you? How are you? If you feel like sharing this out, feel free. We're going to try to keep it right at an hour. My project is not too complicated today. So we're going to keep it kind of simple. Hi, Isabella. How are you? You guys, I'm going to turn my camera down and show you what I have so far. This is actually, hey, Rima. This is the first time I'm using these papers. These are from the Decoupage Queen spring lineup. The Berwick Theater paper, the Art Deco background, and then I'm going to be using one of these from the 4-pack as well. We're going to be putting this together on a pretty panel. I also have some molds over here that we're going to be sort of intermixing, etc. But this is just a mixed media panel. This is from Michaels. It is 12 by 8, and I like it because it's nice and thick. It's like, and it's wood, so it's like a gallery board. If you watch me, you know I tend to use these a lot because I love them so much. I'm a little crooked here. Okay, that's better. And what if I come up just a little bit here? Sorry, you guys, I have to play with my setup there. I think that's better. Hi, Luan. Hi, Leona. Hi, Sheila. Thank you guys for being here. Okay, so this is the Berwick Theater paper. And this is from an old kind of like a daily schedule from March 12th and 13th from 1928 from the Berwick Theater in Pennsylvania. And it's just got like Showtime listings of all of these old movies. And I just love it so much. So this is going to be kind of our backdrop, if you will. Let me go ahead and cut this out. So this is going to be kind of our background for the piece. And I don't know how much of this you will actually see by the time we're done, but hopefully enough that you know kind of the concept. And believe it or not, you know, sometimes when I design decoupage papers, I design them with a particular project in mind. And this is actually the project that I had in mind for all of these papers when I designed them. So today you kind of get to see my whole artistic vision for this collection, even though we do have more papers in the collection, more portraits. I'm also going to talk a little bit about, we're going to blend a little bit of history in here too, because I'm going to talk a little bit about this lady and what I know about her as well. Her name is Lily Damita, D-A-M-I-T-A, and she is or was a French actress. But I'll share a little bit of what I know about her. Sometimes I think it's interesting, you know, because these are all real people on these postcards and on these prints that we have. And so sometimes it's interesting I always look at them and I go, oh, I wonder what that person's story is. So I do a little bit of research usually if I can find information on them. Sometimes I can't. Hi, Gracie. How are you? How are you? Hope you're doing good. So I'm using the Pentacolor Decoupage Glue Ultra Matte. I don't know if I'm, I don't know if I'm presenting the correct way or if my image is mirrored. It's mirrored on my side. So this looks like backwards, but I don't know if you guys on your side, if it's showing the right way or not. Let me know. I always get confused about that, whether or not it's the right way or not. I can't keep it straight. You know, I never know which buttons to push. So, hello, Mary. Thank you for being here. I did share this out to my page as well. So if you're watching this on Teresa Rene Art, you might want to hop over to the Pent Art page and watch from there so I can see all the comments. I will be live again this evening on my page at 6. I've had a couple of little minor medical issues that have kept me away. I haven't really shared too much, but I'll share with you guys this afternoon at 6. If you come over to Teresa Rene Art, everything is fine now. So anyway, that's why I've been a little bit quiet. Plus, I've been working on things for my fall collection, and I can't always share all the stuff I'm doing. So hello, Barbara. How are you? Okay, thank you, Sheila. Thanks, appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so this is the Ultra Matte Decoupage Glue. And the thing that I like about this one, you guys, is that it doesn't show, it dries super, super matte, and it will not show any brush strokes when I'm done. And I really like that. So I got a big old jar of this. We're going to use it up real good. And there we go. So I'm actually going to put this paper here along the sides, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to do that at the end. Thank you, Sandy. All right. So we're going to dry that. In the meantime, I'm not going to turn the dryer on yet. In the meantime, I'm actually going to paint my molds brown. So these are all the molds that I'm going to be using today. I've casted these in black resin. And we're going to paint them with no, we're not painting them with deluxe paste. We're going to paint them with the chocolate brown Decor Metal. We're going to paint them. And then we're going to let this dry, etc., etc. So here's what I know about this lady. Her name, again, Lily Damita. She was a French actress. She was born, I think, 1901, very early 1900s. She was actually married to Errol Flynn. I don't know how many of you guys know who Errol Flynn is, but he was a pretty famous movie star. They had a very tumultuous relationship. It was on again, off again. They couldn't stand each other. They couldn't stand to be together, and they couldn't stand to be apart. So they were actually only married for a short time. I think it was a year, maybe two, a very short time. But they kept kind of getting back together. And anyway, Lily Demita, she ended up, she had a son by Errol Flynn, and her son's name was Sean. But meanwhile, she and Errol Flynn had divorced, and she wanted to move as far away from him as possible. He was out in California, and she moved to Palm Beach and kind of lived the life of a Palm Beach socialite. So she pretty much raised her son on her own. Meanwhile, Errol Flynn was having some financial trouble, you know, had some other relationships, and was supporting his new love interest and his yachts and things like that. And he stopped paying child support. Well, so she did the best she could in her $10 million estate in Palm Beach. And sent her son to all the best schools, and really her whole life sort of from that point forward was wrapped up in her son. So her son tried his hand at movies. Her son's name was Sean Flynn. He tried his hand at movies, but he wasn't a very good actor. So he ended up becoming a photojournalist. He was actually pretty good at that. And then he was sent to Cambodia during the war, and he was documenting some things in Cambodia, and he actually was taken prisoner and never heard from again. So he was actually declared dead in 1984. And she was never quite the same after never hearing from her son again. And she ended up dying. And meanwhile, Errol Flynn had died and left everything to him. So she inherited everything from Errol Flynn after he passed. And anyway, so she ended up leaving her estate and all of that to her son's schools. She just had a very tragic life. So that's her name, Lily Demita, French film star. I just always think it's somewhat interesting to learn about all of the people that we come across in all of our little vintage travels. So, Golden Age of Hollywood. I am actually attending a 1920s gala for my kids' school tomorrow, which is sort of what has gotten me in the mood to do this project, because I ended up having to, I volunteered and I ended up having to do all of the name tags for the event. And it's kind of funny because, you know, I collect all these beautiful graphics and stuff too. So I did all the name tags in the Art Deco 20s theme. And I am now in the 1920s mood. You're welcome. You're welcome. I always find it a bit interesting. I hope you guys do too, listening to me ramble a little bit. So, all right. I just, you know, I do think it's sad that she didn't have really anybody left to leave all her stuff to. You know, so famous people can have tragic lives and often do. All right, so these are all now painted. Let's go ahead and dry this one. And so if you don't know, this mold, I think this one is called Finley. This is from Prima. I don't know what this one is called, but this is also a Prima mold. And then these feathers and peacock feathers are IOD. This is from like the angel wings mold. You may recall this is several years old, that angel wings mold. So if you are watching on Teresa Rene Art, I can't see comments over there because I had just shared it to that page. So come on over to the Pentart page and join us over here as well. Yeah, so my friend, I work out with my friend every morning, and she was asking about the gala and whether or not I was planning to dress up, because everybody's supposed to dress up in the 1920s theme, and I do not have anything 1920s themed. But she offered to lend me she's got a flapper dress, and she offered to lend it to me. So she's going to come over a little bit later so I can try it on, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Hi, Joan. Hi, Juicy. How are you? Okay. All right, so that's pretty good. Let's get a little bit of sandpaper. And let's get these edges cleaned up. I might have to be a little bit drier to do that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to have to be a little bit, I'm not quite dry enough to clean up my edges. I'm just going to leave those alone for now. We're going to leave those alone, and we'll come back to that a little bit later. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to put this frame right here. We're going to do it all a little bit off center. And I need to paint that white under there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of mark out where I need it to be white again. Because then I'm going to come in and like layer her picture right there. So I'll layer that. And it doesn't want to mark on there. That's all right. I can see it. All right, let's get some white paint now. Thank you, Drucy. All right, so there's a little bit of white paint. I don't know where the bottom is. Come over here. I just need it to have a little bit of a white. I'll just stick it on here. A white background so that I can decoupage that picture right on it. not have any of this print show through. I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing if it did show through, but I don't really want it to show through. All right, so that's good enough. Let's dry that. Hi, Dana. How are you? All right, now here's my picture, and I do want to cut this out so that I don't get all my, I don't get little edges and stuff. So I do want to cut that out. So I'm just going to trim it. Just going to mark where I need to trim. Okay. I am. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So this one is from the Golden Age 4-pack, or one of the Starlit 4-packs. I can't remember which one. All right, I think I'm dry enough to. And I think it's number 1. She looked the most flapperish to me out of all of them, which is why I chose her. Like, I just love her jewelry and her pin curls and the makeup. Everything's very special. All right, and if I can't get all that, it's no big deal, because I can come in and it'll be pretty it'll be not noticeable. All right, let's get this one on here. Again, I'm using the Ultra Matte, and I'm just going to put her down. Let's just put that down. Ultra Matte. That's right. Let's just make sure. We'll make sure that looks right. Actually, I need to come down a little more. There we go. All right, that looks good. All right. And that looks good to me. Let's go ahead and dry. Hello, hello, Anna. So what are you guys up to today? Anybody doing anything fun? Working on a bottle. Headed to the grocery store. Easter egg project. Those are all good things. Great things to be working on. Nice cleanage there. All right. Let's see here. Got a little corner here I need to fix. Okay. All right. How to use the Pentacolor glow in the dark paste. Huh. Are you making something glow in the dark? That sounds interesting, Rima. Maybe through a stencil? Is it the glitter, the Pentacolor glow in the dark glitter paste? Next week, you guys, so I don't know, for my friends in the US, I am doing, I mean, anybody can watch it, but I'm doing a Saturday series. We're going to be going through pretty much all the Pentacolor products. This coming week will be on actually week 8 under the soup plan. So last week I covered antique paste and waxes. And this coming week, we're actually going to be looking at all the various decoupage glues. So we have lots of decoupage glues to choose from. So you'll be able to learn all the different varieties of those and which one to choose for your project and when, depending on what you need. All right, so there we go. That looks pretty good. My edges are pretty clean. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to start decorating these molds, and I'm going to start. I'm really just going to layer some waxes. So what I want to do first is I want to clean up my little work area here, so it's nice and clean. Okay. And then we'll start layering some of these waxes on. If you don't have a glass mat, I do highly recommend glass mats. They clean up a lot easier with a lot less waste. All right. All right. So I'm just going to get some waxes, and I'm going to layer some waxes, you guys. So I'm going to start with a feather. And thank you, Luan. Appreciate that. I'm going to grab some brass. Actually, I'm going to do antique gold first. So I'm just going to layer a little bit, you guys. I want to play around. I don't want them all like a solid color, but I do want them to sort of start building up some colors. So I've got some antique gold, antique paste. And I'm going to start with that. And then I'm going to move to gold. And I actually might come back and finish with some gold. And then I'm going to move to silver. Because I want these to sort of look gilded but tarnished. Maybe a little bit of white gold as well. And I'm going to do the same thing with this frame. I'm going to layer. So I'm just layering lots of different colors. And maybe a little bit of silver too. Not a whole lot. I don't want a lot of silver. I just want enough to sort of age it back some. Well, that's going to go there. And then the same thing here. So how appropriate that last week we covered waxes, and here I'm using a variety of waxes. So I painted this brown first because I wanted the base to sort of be like bronzy kind of brown. And I'm using the waxes really to highlight and color them. And this one's going to go here, down there. I think I might have too much silver on this one, so I'm going to come back in with some gold. And some antique gold. All right. All about the layering, you guys. So yeah, this is that IOD mold. It's the one with the angel wings on it. It's a pretty old one. I don't recall exactly what year it was introduced, but you know, that's why I always hang on to my molds, because you never know. And it never fails. Like as soon as I get rid of something or let it go, somebody else introduces something that you think, oh my gosh, that would have just been perfect with that mold. And you know, you just never know when somebody's going to come out with something else that is going to work with what you have. So I stockpile them. Yes, I do. And I know I'm not the only one. All right. So I'm just trying to gild them. Like, I'm not doing a ton of gold, but I'm just trying to give them like enough that it looks like it at one point it was, you know, all gold. And that's what gilding, you know, the Gilded Age, that's kind of why they call it that, because everything looked gold and glamorous, but you start digging on the surface and the facade starts to chip away, just like the story of Lily Demita here, and her love affair with Errol Flynn. Wasn't everything it was cracked up to be. All right. So just a little here. Just a little here. Just a little here. Yeah, me too. I'm running out of room for all of them. Running out of room. All right, so I'll give those a touch of silver, not too much. All right. So before we move on, we're going to start to decoupage the sides a little bit so you can see the effect. We probably won't finish with that, but you'll be able to see it mostly. So we'll take this off. And let me find some baby wipes, you guys. I got stuff all over my hands. All right. All right, so this is what I'm thinking along the sides is this paper here will go along the side. And I do want it high enough that I can sort of get along that corner there too. So make sure I have enough. Actually, I can do something else there. I can always paint that. My problem is I don't have a straight edge. So let me go this way because I have a straight edge on that one. Like, that's not giving me a straight edge. All right, let's do like that. Hello, Betty. How are you? This is the Art Deco background paper. Just want to see how that's going to line up. Oh, that'll be fine. That'll be just fine. So super scientific and accurate measuring method. You can see here. I'm doing great. Let's see. All right. Let's cut that. We'll get at least one strip on. Probably these two. So you can see the effect. I won't go all the way around with it. Just in the interest of time. But I do want you to see what it will look like. All right, so we'll get this on here. And again, I'm using the Ultra Matte. Need to come down just a little bit. And I did kind of want to bring that along the top as a border, a gentle border. I'm probably going to go over it with wax anyway, but at least I have it there if I want it. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing over here. Oh, that's one the other way. Doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to line up exactly. Because the pattern is pretty fluid. All right. Okay. So you can see there the paper is a little bit short, but I'll use paint to fix this little white line. That's no big deal. So see what that's going to look like there along the side. Okay. Oh, that looks pretty good. Let's dry. Hello, Denise. Okay, so you get the idea with this paper. This paper will wrap all the way around, but I'm not going to sit here and do that right now. I don't want to take up all of our time doing that, but I am going to go ahead and start to lay my molds down. And I'm going to do heavy body gel. I'm going to use heavy body gel for that. So we're going to go ahead and get this on here with heavy body gel. And I'm going to layer these molds as well. So this piece should look pretty fabulous when we're done. All right, so I'm using heavy body gel and I'm applying it with a palette knife. This is my favorite glue for molds and appliques and any jewelry or embellishments really of any kind. I like it because it's thick and sticky. And it will hold heavier objects and they won't slide around after you've applied them. So heavy body gel. This one is glossy, which dries clear. So that's just going to go on right there. One thing you do want to do is come in with a little brush and make sure to clean up all your little edges with a little brush. Okay. So heavy body gel. Now we're going to get this guy on. This is like a bottom. I just wanted something to fill this space down here. So we're going to put that on as well. And it's sort of, to me, looking kind of like a 1920s movie poster. Maybe she's the star. Wouldn't it be cool if she was actually one of the stars listed on here? I didn't look to see if she was. I know Billy Dove actually is listed on here. She's one of the stars in one of our other papers, but I don't see her. I don't see her name on here. Lily Demita. So this might have been, well, this was right around the time, but she might not have had anything on these particular days. So kind of like something that might have been showing in one of the old theaters or something. Okay, and since this is Art Nouveau themed, we're going to build up a little bit of a scene over here. And I already kind of had it laid out, so bear with me 1 minute while I pull it up. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of lay it out for you, and then we'll start gluing. This one. Yeah, which is why I don't always choose the matte, because I want the clear. Let's see. I didn't do this one. All right. Am I straight there? I think so. All right, so let me get this one. I had sort of skipped over this one on accident here. So this one's going to go right here. This one's going to go under here. So it's sort of like a little, almost like, you know, the feathers that are in an Art Nouveau headband or something is sort of what I was thinking about here with these feathers. All right, so let me get those glued on. Remove these top ones. I'll get those glued on. Yep, a feather fan. Very fun. But yeah, as soon as this paper was conceived, I was dying to do a project with all the feathers. And I knew I had this mold. So again, you guys are seeing the whole vision come together. The whole reason I created the Hollywood line. And I love seeing other people's interpretations too. It's so fun for me to watch everybody's different takes. All right. So that one goes right there. And then this one's going to go on top right there. And that's another reason why I love heavy body gel is because you can layer stuff like this. And I won't touch it or move it until this is all dry. This one, I had to kind of glop it on. Let me get some more in this corner. And because it's uneven, so I'm having to kind of put it on pretty thick in some of these parts. This one here. So I'm having to put that on kind of thick too. And it won't go anywhere once it's dry. Okay. All right. So I might not want all these stems showing. So I have a couple of things here. These are some little old brooches that I have that I could add. And we're going to do some audience participation. And I'm going to let you guys kind of choose which one we do. So here's one. This is one option. So this is option number 1. And we would just kind of put that like right there as sort of the holder of the feather fan. Yes, these are all resin pieces. So this is option 1. Some of these are antique. Some of them are not. This one is antique. This is option number 2. This is option number 2. So this one is an antique. And I kind of like it because it's missing some rhinestones. So that's option number 2. And this is option number 3. So 1, 2, or 3. I do have some other ones, you guys, but I don't think they're right for this piece. So I think it's going to either be 1, 2, or 3 are the ones that I like the best for this. So I'll let you guys decide. Let's look at them again. Here's 1. Here's 2. And here's 3. I don't think we could go wrong with any of them, honestly. So let's see. I'm going to count my 2s. It looks like it's going to be the 2s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 2s. This one or this one. This one, I don't like it. I just don't, I don't love that one. All right. I think it's number 2, which is this one here. Okay. So I'm not going to remove the backing at all because I can leave that on there. It's not like this is ever going to get pulled off or anything, but I can leave that backing on and just put that on the bottom. So this can go right on the top right there. All right, so let's put that there. We're going to use our heavy body gel. We're going to put it on kind of thick because we want it to stick. And I have, you guys, so I collect postcards and old things. Well, of course, I collect vintage brooches. So I do have like boxes and boxes of these. So please don't, I'm not like, these aren't family heirlooms or anything. I get them in lots. I mean, they are vintage and they are somewhat expensive and stuff like that, but I do buy them for these purposes so that I can make fun things out of them. Oh, Betty, I'm so sorry. I'm glad you're here and you're able to comment now. Okay. But I'm not desecrating any family heirlooms here. All right. So I think that is just gorgeous. And I'm going to clean up my glue. This is going to take a little while to dry. But once it dries, it will be secure. It's not going anywhere. Everything is securely glued down. You saw how much heavy body gel I used. I used a lot. So it is all pretty well fixed on there. I will finish my decoupage along the sides, and then I will come in and do some paint around here to sort of blend some of these edges. Probably some graphite. Do a little bit of that now, just so you can get the idea. Find my I have one that's like a dark silver, which I think would be good. Dark silver. Platinum. Here's like a little bit of a dark silver mixed with a black. And I'll just show you like how I would deal with this little white line that I have right here. I would just take some paint and just kind of come in and smooth that in. Same thing here. So we would come along all along the border like this and make that trim nice and seamless. Oh, and I can smear it and stuff too. And that's going to make it look a little bit more aged and stuff too. And then of course I can take a little bit of my brown wax. You guys know I love my brown wax. And I can play with some of the aging on this paper with my brown wax as well. So I can sort of come in with that and treat some of my edges as well. So it looks like there's some foxing there and sort of in the paper as well to make it look a little bit more brown. So those are some things that I can do to make it look a little bit more authentic and aged, I guess. And I can do some of that inside here. Once this dries, I can put I'll put some of that like along inside the frame. So I will definitely make use of my Umbra paste to age it back, and it'll probably look quite aged by the time that I show it. So don't pay attention to this side. But that's kind of what we have going on. Oh, I know. I use my long paintbrushes. I love my long paintbrushes, you guys. So that is what I have for you today, you guys. So 1920s, we went to Hollywood and back. You learned about Lily D'Amata here. And hold on, I don't want to let you go until this is all cleaned up. We could even crackle her portrait. You know, there's a lot we could do still. But this gets us started, and this gives you the idea. And maybe we'll come back tonight on my page and finish her up if it's dry enough, if all this stuff is dry enough to mess with. If not, we'll move on to something else and I'll finish her off camera. But that's what I have for you so far. Thank you guys for being here, and I will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and we will talk later. Okay, everybody. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.